Okay, so we're going to get this workshop going. I want to thank everybody for attending. You'll notice this is a little less formal than our traditional city council meetings. And before we get this evening's workshop started, I want to share a few logistics with you. The first segment of this workshop will be devoted to the councilors discussing the project. I'd like to ask the public to refrain from reacting too much to what you hear, and if there are any kind of outbursts or anything going on, we're going to have to ask people to leave, which I hope that we don't have to do that, so that everybody can participate and listen. At 7:30 p.m., we'll open up the workshop to public comments. Speakers will be given 3 minutes. We'll have a timekeeper to display a yellow card when the speakers reach 2.5 minutes and a red card at the 3-minute point. I'd ask that you not repeat comments that you've already heard from others so that we can allow everybody to speak. We are going to end the workshop at 8:30 p.m., but any additional workshops will also have this similar segment for public comment, so you'll have additional opportunities to weigh in. Again, the first part of tonight's workshop is for the councilors to discuss the downtown project. And to guide the discussion, councilors have a handout that identifies 5 different sort of topics for discussion. I'm going to take each topic in turn and allow councilors that want to speak to it to do that. Please raise your hand to get recognized, and at that time, along with just kind of weighing in on the various topics, it would be great to hear if you've been thinking about this and you feel you need additional information or something like that that you haven't seen so far to help move you along in your decision. It would be great to mention that. Ideally, that additional information could be provided by the staff at like a future meeting. So just keep that in mind. We'll be taking notes not only on the comments and everything like that, but also if counselors have specific things they're looking for or would like to see, it'd be great to get those on the record and out there. Regarding the timeline, it's really important that the City Council take a final vote on this project before the end of the fiscal year. That's going to give our Public Works Department and our city staff an opportunity to prepare these proposals for funding opportunities that are really coming up. And we want to take advantage of those opportunities so we can offset as much of the project costs as possible, because ultimately we don't want people's taxes to be too badly impacted by this. And so for logistical purposes, the City Council chambers, we've reserved April 11th, April 26th, May 16th, and May 30th. So we've just made sure that this room is available at those times. If the council wants to have additional workshops where they can review additional information or have deeper discussion about these various topics, that is available to you, and you can decide to do that. And so if there are no clarifying questions on the logistical stuff, we'll get right into the discussion, and I'll start moving down this list. All good? So the first thing I think we want to address, or have the City Council address, is just the overall need for this infrastructure project. We've heard a lot about this. There may be some additional conversation that needs to take place, but we want, I think, to discuss at this time just the general condition of the infrastructure, thoughts you have on should we move ahead with this infrastructure project in general. So does anyone want to start us off with that discussion? Don't all jump at once. Yes, Gladys.
Yeah, I would just like to speak from my experience with the project committee. When we brought this to the committee, you know, a lot of folks don't even know what's going on in there, and they really do a lot of wonderful things. But they were really in favor of the whole process, and they get it. We got to dig this up because it's been here for a long time. This is very, very important. And a lot of people on this committee are younger, so they were really psyched that we were thinking of moving ahead. Until we got almost to the end, and then there was someone who had put in a lot of work quite a few years ago and kind of told us all the reasons why it wouldn't work. But I just just want to get the name Heritage Committee out there because they do a lot of wonderful things, and they're actively interested in this and want to see it go ahead, move ahead. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Counselor Bosley? I don't think you have to, we can dispense with the standing for tonight and be a little more informal.
Thank you. So my questions, first of all, I would like to hear from Public Works. Oh, we're doing
You have to do the microphone because we're broadcasting.
Okay, thank you. So I would like to hear from Public Works in regards to the infrastructure fragility, I guess. Like, what are the current issues that have arisen? What are their suspicions? Where are the, is there some sort of prioritization of where the work needs to be done first? I'd also like to understand what the Public Works requirements would be for the flow of this project. Does it need to start in Central Square and work down? Can it start at the southern end of Main Street and work up? Are there pipe sizes that would be necessary to have in place before others? And what is the, from a Public Works perspective, like what is the data that they have that shows that this project is necessary?
Okay, that's good. Yeah, Bobby?
Last year, a number of us were asking for public bathrooms, and one of the reasons it couldn't be done was because it costs a whole lot of money to lay the pipes, including the sewer and the water for public bathrooms. But here we have an opportunity where we're digging up the sewer pipes, we're digging up the water pipes, and we're relaying them. So I hope we can find some location within this project where we can put in the water and the sewer to support a public bathroom.
Great. Counselor Workman?
Thank you. I just want to piggyback on what Councilor Bosley had said. I also want more feedback from Public Works on specific locations of the pipes. At the January meeting and prior to January, whenever I asked the question, is the infrastructure work absolutely necessary to break ground on the time frame that we were originally given? I was told absolutely, the pipes have to get done, they have to get done now. If we delay groundbreaking, it could lead to unplanned or unforeseen system failure. But then at MSFI last week, we had a very great presentation, and there are a lot of studies that are available, and some I've seen already, others I have not. But I'd like, again, every time I asked the question prior to January, I was told, nope, this needs to get done right now. And then we find out a few, more recently, the last couple of weeks, the project had been able to be postponed. So I'd like more specific information on what the pipes really look like down below. Thank you. And as well, with Councilor Williams, vandal-free or vandal-proof bathrooms are possible, and we should be considering that.
Okay. Yeah. Chris?
As an engineer, I'm not going to speak for the Public Works, but almost in every single case, when they have an unplanned break or something goes on, we go back and we go and say, holy crap, all the signs were there, but we're trying to get it a little bit more and a little bit